Hello students, myself Professor Rushali Tapde from ICEEM Engineering College. Today we will discuss about the another data structure that is called as a structure. In the previous lectures we have seen that what is the data, what are the different data types, what is the data structure. Then we have seen what are the different different types of data structure. Then what is the linear data structure, what is a non-linear data structure. Then we see what is the abstract data type. Again we see the concept of data abstraction, how to write the abstract data type for the different data structure or for the given problem statement. Then we have seen that what is a array data structure, what is a array, what are the different types of array. Then we have seen about how to write a program for the array data structure. Okay, now the next is about the structure. In this video we will learn about what is the structure, then the syntax and example of structure, that means how to write the structure, what is the syntax for structure and example of structure. And then we are going on a writing the program for the structure. After that we see the concept of array of structure. Okay, then we start with the structure. Now as we know that array is a data structure which consists of elements of the same data type. That means you can create the array of integers, array of characters, array of floating point number, right? So if you want to make a list of same data type elements, in that case the array is okay. But if I want to create a list which consists of different types of data. For example, if I want to store the student's record, now in the student's data there is a roll number of student, again the name of student, then address of student, his division, then you can say you can store the different subject score of that student. In this way you want to store all this information in the student database. Now all this information, they are of the different data types, like a student roll number is of integer number, or you can say it may be the character, or student name is a character, then student address is also character data type, then score of different subjects, they are a integer number. Okay, percentage of that student for in the result, it may be the float. So you want to collect all this information regarding a particular student in a as a record in your student database. So if you want to do this, array is not allowing you to store all this information, because all this information is of different data types. And what array says, each and every elements of your array holding the value of the same data type. So what to do? So the next option is to use the structure. Right. The structure is a user-defined data type that groups logically related data items of the different data types into a single unit. That means structure is a user-defined data type which allows you to collect all the information about a particular item of the different data types. Okay. So all the elements of a structure are stored at a contiguous memory location. Now what is a contiguous memory location? That means one after another. Whatever the elements you have created inside your structure, whatever the elements you have, all these elements are stored in a contiguous, that means one after another in a linear fashion inside the memory. Now a variable of structure type can store multiple data items of different data types under the one name only. As I said, array storing only one type of information. It may be the integer, it may be the character, but structure allows you with a single name you can access multiple types of data under that name, because a variable of your structure holds the multiple data items of a different data types under the single name of that structure. Now the next is how to write the structure. What is the syntax for structure? Here I am showing you the syntax for the structure. First you need to write the keyword struct. After this keyword you have to use the structure name. Whatever the name you want to give for your structure, you can write that name after the keyword struct. Then inside the opening curly bracket, you have to specify the number of variables which you want for that structure. Which structure you want to create, that variable's name, 1, 2, 3, whatever the number of variables you want to include inside that structure. Then the closing bracket of your structure and semicolon. Always remember that structure syntax is ended with a semicolon. Whenever you create a structure of any data, that is get ended with a semicolon. Okay, I think here you will understood what is the structure and how to write the structure. That is the syntax of structure. First you need to use the keyword struct, then structure name which you want to use, and inside the curly brackets, opening and closing curly bracket, you have to give the list of your variable names. Okay, list of your structure members. This is an example. Here we are creating the structure of an employee which is working in the industry or anywhere else. Now you want to create the structure for that employee, and the information given you as the data of employee in a company is nothing but a name of your employee, then his employee ID, then salary, then employee address, then his phone number. All these things you want to store related to that employee. All this information of the employee you want to store. In that case, now all this information is of different data types. So you are using the data structure, that is nothing but a structure. Then how to write the structure for this employee information? Here we are creating the struct with the help of struct keyword. We are giving the name to the structure as an employee. Okay, what is our structure name? That is a employee. In this employee structure, we are listing out the different members of the structure which is given in the problem statement, like the employee ID. Then employee ID is nothing but an integer. If it consists some like a character EMP01 like this, then you can say that employee ID is a character. And if you are using the pure number for giving the employee ID, you can give the integer. That should be depend on the user which data type he want to use for the employee ID. Then employee name, obviously employee name is a character data type. Then salary, which is the float. Address of the employee is nothing but again a character. Then phone number is again a integer, and one more variable here I am using, that is a age of employee, which is again a integer. Now here my employee structure is get ended. So after the closing curly bracket, I am specifying there a semicolon which says that structure declaration is get completed. Understood? Which says that structure declaration is completed. When the compiler get this semicolon after the curly bracket, he understood that this structure declaration is completed. Now these are the 6 variables, we can say 6 members inside our structure employee. Which are the 6 members? Employee ID, employee name, salary, address, phone number and age. Okay, now how to calculate how much memory is given to the structure? We know that by default integer is given 2 bytes, float is given 4 bytes, then double has the 8 bytes, character is given the 1 bytes. Then how to calculate how many bytes are given to the structure? In the similar way, in the last lecture I show you how to calculate the memory for the array. If you are taking the array of 5 elements which is of integer data types, then it requires 10 bytes. Similarly, here we are calculating how much bytes are given for our structure inside the memory. Now here for the employee structure which we have written here, it has a 6 data members, right? Some of the integers type, some of the character type and some of the float type. So we consider that inside the memory our members are stored from the 8000 memory location. Here I am showing you an example that our data members are shown at store at the memory location started from the 8000, right? So employee ID, it is integer data type, so it required 2 bytes. So if it is started with the memory location 8000, then it requires 2 bytes, 8000 and 8001. So the next member is started or stored at the memory location 8002, right? So at the 8002, employee name is get stored at the memory location 8002. Employee name is stored. Now this employee name is of character type which require only 1 byte. Okay, characters are have the only 1 bytes in a memory location, but inside employee name we are created an array of 20 bytes, right? We take the 20 characters in the name. In the employee name we can take the employee name till the 20 character. So how many bytes are given? 20, because one character requires 1 byte, so 20 characters have the 20 bytes. So employee name is started at 8002, so it is entered at 8021. Okay, so the next member is stored from 8022 location, which is salary. Now salary is of 4 bytes, so how much bytes you require? 22, 23, 24, 25, right? So 4 bytes are given for the salary, where your salaries get stored. And the next is the address, which is started from the location 8026. Again it required 20 bytes, because address is of 20 characters. You can take the address of any employee till the 20 character. So the 20 bytes are given. So the next member of your structure is stored at the 8046 memory location. The memory location for the phone number, where phone number is stored, that is a 8046, because 20 bytes are given to the address, which is started with a 26 and ended at a 45. So the phone number is started at memory location 8046, which is of integer data type, so it required 2 bytes, 46 and 47, and then age is stored at the memory location 8048. Hence the total bytes that is given for this structure to stored inside the memory is nothing but a 48 bytes. I think you have get the idea how much memory is allocated to your structure. It is based on the number of variables or number of data members you are included inside that structure. Whatever the members you have included inside these two curly brackets, opening and closing curly brackets of your structure, that many bytes are allocated to your structure inside the memory. Now next thing is about how to declare the structure variable. Once we have declared the structure, now how to declare the structure variable? You can declare the structure variable in a two way. There are two way for declaring the structure variable. You can declare it with a syntax like struct keyword, then struct name and variable name, right? That is a struct. Here our struct, in the previous example, our struct name is nothing but an employee, right? So what we are saying, struct employee and variable name, whatever the variable name you want to use, you can use it and say, here I am saying struct employee E1. In this way I declare the structured variable struct employee E1. This is one of the method for declaring the structure variable, right? Now this variable has the 6 data member. Which 6 data member? Employee ID, this is first employee ID, then you can say employee name, then salary, then address, then phone number and age. All these are the 6 data members of the variable name E1. E1 consists of now 6 members that are defined inside the structure. This is first way to declare the structure variable. Now what is the another way? You can use this syntax for declaring the structure variable. Another way is that you can declare the structure variable after completion of the structure. That means after this closing bracket before the semicolon. That means before giving the semicolon you can say E1. So again structure employee E1. So in this way you can also declare the structure variable. Now once we have declared the structure variable, next thing is about how to initialize the structure members. Okay, again you can initialize the members of individual structure member is initialized one by one or in a single statement. You can declare one by one separately, or you can declare them or initialize them in a single statement. Both the things are possible. So for example, if you want to initialize all the members of the given variable in a single statement, you can use the syntax, that is a structure employee E1 is equals to, inside the curly bracket first is your employee ID, then your employee name, then his salary, then his address, after that his age. In this way you can declare the in a single statement you can initialize the all the data members of the structure variable. Now the second method is that you can initialize all the members one by one. Okay, here I am saying E1 dot employee ID equals to 1, E1 dot name is equals to Hemant. In this way now you can declare the separately each and every data members of the structure with the variable name you can declare separately. Now we have understood about how to initialize the structure, but how to access the data member? First we know that we need to declare the structure with the help of syntax. Then we need to create the structure variable, because it is not possible to access the structure data member without the structure variable. So we need to create the structure variable, and here we know that how to create the structure variable with the help of this syntax. After that we understood how to initialize these structure members. We can initialize them in a single statement, or we can initialize them one by one separately. Now the next thing, how to access the structure data members. That means whatever the data members you have declared inside the structure opening and closing bracket, how to access them. Now the structure members cannot be directly accessed in the expression. You cannot access them directly. You cannot say employee ID. Inside the structure employee, you are declaring employee ID, employee name, salary. In the scanf statement, you cannot directly say ki scanf person d employee ID. No, it is not possible. You cannot directly access the structure data members. Then how to access the structure data members? If you want to access the data members of a structure, you can access them with the help of structure variable followed by a dot operator and then the name of member variable. What is the syntax? Structure variable name, dot operator, and then the structure data members name. Like if you want to access the employee ID of the structure employee with the variable name E1, then what is the syntax? E1 dot employee ID. Here you can access the name of employee with the help of E1 variable name, dot operator, and name, that is a data member. E1 dot salary, E1 dot address, E1 dot age, E1 dot departmental number. In this way you can access the data member of a structure with the help of structure variable. Now the data within a structure is stored and printed by this method using the scanf and printf statement in a C program. That means whenever you want to access the data for this data member of the structure, then you can use them with the help of variable of your structure in the scanf as well as in the printf statement. Next is about the structure assignment. The value of one structure variable is assigned to another variable of same type using assignment statement. Yes, it is possible. You can assign whatever the value one variable can hold. You can assign all these value to the another variable. That means if the E1 and E2 are the structure variable of type employee, then the statement E1 is equals to E2. Assign all the value of structure variable E2 to E1. What do you mean by this statement? Look at here. You have a two structure variable E1 and E2. Now these two structure variable have the 6 data member associated with them, like E1 dot employee ID, E1 dot employee name, E1 dot address, E1 dot you can say salary, E1 dot age. Similarly, E2 has a 6 data member, E2 dot employee ID, E2 dot name, E2 dot address, E2 dot age. Now, if I am taking, I have initialized the E2's value with some data. Okay, now I want to use that value to initialize all the members of the E1 variable. So I can use only the assignment statement. E1 is equals to E2 means that whatever the data members of E2 consist of the value, whatever the value hold with the data members of E2, all these values are assigned to the data members of E1. That means E1's value are get initialized with the value of E2. In this way, you can assign the value of one variable to the another variable with the help of assignment statement. Now, here we will see how to write the program of the structure. Okay, here I am taking one example. Hash include stdio.h, that means we are including the standard input output file inside our program. Then we are including hash include conio.h, that means we are including the console related input output function inside our program. Then we are declaring the structure employee. Here we are declaring the structure employee, which consists of value employee ID, character name, float salary, character address, integer department number, and integer age. That means it has a 6 members, data members. This structure employee has the 6 data members, and the total bytes given are employee ID 2 bytes, name has a 20 bytes, that means 22. Then float has a 4, that is a 26. Then address has a 50, so 76. Then departmental number again a 2 bytes because of the integer, so 78. And the age is of integer, so 2 bytes, so total 80 bytes are given to this structure employee. Okay, I think you understood how to declare the structure inside the program. After the header file inclusion, you can say you can declare the structure which you want to create inside your program, that is a user defined data type. But again remember, you need to declare structure inside the main or outside the main, both the way are possible. Okay, then inside the main we are creating two variables of our structure. One is a e1, another is a e2. Struct employee e1 comma e2. Here we are creating two variables of our structure employee. Now here we are accessing the value with the help of printf and scanf statement for the e1 and e2. Here firstly I am accessing the value from the user for the first employee, that is a e1. So I am saying that enter the employee id, the employee, then scanf e1 dot employee id, then employee's name, scanf percentage e1 dot name. Again look at here, if you want to access the data members, which members, employee id of the structure employee, so you can access them with the help of variable name e1 dot employee id. You cannot directly say %d employee id. If you want to access this data member of your structure, you need to use with the help of variable name, that is a e1 dot employee id. Similarly, we can access salary, address, department as well as the age of our first employee. After getting the information of first employee, we are accessing the information for the second employee, that is a e2. E2's employee id, employee name, employee salary, then his address, his departmental number, and then his age. Once we have accessed all the information from the user for the first and second employee, then we are go on printing the information details about the employees. Okay, so we are printing the details of employee e1 and employee e2, that is the first employee and second employee. So with the help of printf, here we are printing the information of employee e1 and employee e2. Understood? I hope you understood this program, how to write the structure program. You need to declare the structure outside the main. It is also possible you can declare the structure inside the main also. Inside the main I have created the variable of the structure, and then with the help of simple printf and scanf statement we can access the data of the structure and we can display the information of the structure. This is the output regarding the employee structure, where we are first accessing the first employee information from the user, and then we are accessing the information of the second employee from the user. And this is the output in which we are displaying the information whichever we have access from the user, that information is get displayed, that is the first employee information is displayed, and then the second employee information is displayed. Okay, so in this way you can write the program for the structure. Now the next question arises is what? Now we are creating the structure. Okay, structure of the structure which hold the different data types value. Right, now here we are declaring the structure of the employee. If we want to store the 100 employee information into that database, then whether it is possible to create that many structure variable? No. Here in the previous program what happened, we are taking only two employee information, so we created two variables e1, e2. Each variable consists of one employee information. So if I want to store the 100 employee information, then it is not feasible to create 100 variables like e1, e2, e3 and so on till the e100. It is not feasible to create that many variable name and use that many types printf and scanf statement. So the next way which is given inside the C is called as a concept array of structure. Whenever you want to store more than 2 or 3 values, you want to store more than 2 to 3 records, in that case you can create the array of structure. C language allows to create an array of variable of structure. The array of structure is used to store the large number of similar records. Now the question here arises that array is storing the similar type of information, then how it is possible to store the values of the structure or create the array of structure? Obviously it is possible, because here array is storing the similar records. Even though this record consists of different data types, all these records of the same data type, that is nothing but a structure, and these similar records are possible to store inside the array. So it is possible to create the array of structure. Now the syntax for creating the array of structure is with the help of struct keyword, struct name, array name and its value. For example, if I want to create the 100th employee information, what we have to do here? Struct keyword, employee name, array name is nothing but a variable name of your structure. So here we are saying E1 of 100. That means this is the array name E1. 100th employee information, 100th employees arrays get created. We store the each and every employee information like employee ID, name, address, age, salary for each employee. Such a information about the 100th employees get stored by creating the array of structure. For the previous example, again here I am showing you how to write the program for implementing the array of structure. Again we are including two header file stdio.h, which is required for the standard input output function like a scanf and printf. Then we are including another file, that is a conio.h for the console related operation. Then we are declaring the employee structure, which consists of variables like employee ID, employee name, then salary of employee, address of employee, employee's departmental number and its age. All these different types of information are grouped together under a single data structure, that is called as the struct employee. Okay, and inside the main, what we are doing now, we want to access this structure information for the 5 employee. So what we have to do, instead of saying E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, what we have done here, we have created the array of the 5 employees, that is a struct employee E of 5. What is this E? It is nothing but an array name, or you can say structure variable name, of which consists of the 5 employee information, because we are created array. So E of 5, that is it contains 5 records of the 5 employee information. Okay, then we are created variable integer I, and after that we are now, instead of writing that information printf and scanf for each and every employee, we are inserted all this printf and scanf information inside the for loop. Again, remember that whenever I teach you about the array, I say that whenever array comes, loop is come. Why loop is come? Because we want to access more than 2 values, so we need to use the looping statement for accessing its information as well as displaying its information. Okay, so here we are creating the array of 5 employees, so we are using the for loop statement for accessing the first. What we do here with the help of this for loop access the information of the each and every employee from the user. Okay, so for I equals to 1, I less than equals to 5, I plus plus. Now here I started with a 1, so here we are using I less than equals to 5, because it goes till 5. If we are started with a 0, if we are saying I equals to 0, in that case we are saying I less than 5. We are not saying I less than equal to 5, because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we need to go only to the 4. But we are started with a 1, I is equals to 1, so we are saying I less than equal to 5. That means 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Till 5 it has to execute that loop. Inside that loop we are accessing the employee information, that is a employee ID. And how we will access? Here we are not saying E1 dot employee ID. What we are saying? E of I, because it is an array. So E of I, whatever the ith value is first. So E of 1 is E of 1 dot employee ID. That means it is accessing the employee ID for the first employee. Whatever the value of I, for that employee number, it is accessing the information. If it is I equals to 3, then it is accessing E of 3 dot employee ID. That means the information of third employees get accessed from the user. So this for loop is accessing the information for the each and every employee. Now Again using the same for loop, that is a for I equals to 1, I less than equals to 5, I plus plus, we are now displaying the information of each and every employee with the help of printf statement, which we have listed inside this for loop. For I equals to 1, I less than 5, I plus plus, with the help of printf we are displaying the employee ID, employee name, employee salary, his address, departmental number and age, and this information is displayed 5 times for the 5 employees. Okay, so for the first employee it displayed all this information, then for the second employee again it displayed all the information. In this way it will display all the information of the 5 employees. I hope you will understood how to create the array of structure and how to write the program for the array of structure. In this video, we will look only for this, what is the structure, what is the syntax of structure, then how to write a program, then how to create the array of structure and how to write the program for the array of structure. Okay, so the structure, in short, we have just rewind what we have seen in this lecture. A structure is nothing but a user defined data type that groups data items of the different data types into a single unit. Now the elements of structure stored at a contiguous memory location in a linear fashion, one after another. The value of one structure variable, it is possible to assign it to the another variable of your structure of same type using assignment statement. An array of variable of structure is created and variable of structure type is defined as a member of other structure type called nested structure. Now this concept of nested structure we will see in the next lecture. What is the nested structure, how to create the pointer for structure, then how to pass the structure to the function, how to return the structure from the function, and then what is a union, what is the difference between structure and union. All this concept we can look in the next lecture. Okay, I hope you will understood today what is the structure in a well manner. Thank you.